Hello, students of Group 5. These are your results for the first period. In these results, I'm actually going to announce the winner, and I'm going to explain some of the decisions you made and how they impacted your results. So remember, simulation is about learning about micro and macro factors that affect business performance. And when we refer to micro factors, we refer to internal decisions that you guys made as a team that might influence how your company performed. And when we talk of macro factors, we are talking of external factors, things that you cannot influence, things that are beyond your control that might affect it, the performance of your company. And these micro factors could be things like the competition, the decisions of the other teams, the conditions of the market, like the demand, the raw materials, the prices of machines, and the government policies that forces you to pay a minimum wage on your employees. Okay, so those are factors that actually affect how our companies would perform in an industry. So looking at the situation here, I have five companies, as you can see, team one up to team five. In this industry, in this market, I have five companies competing, of which four of them are cost leaders and one tech leader. Okay, I'm saying four are cost leader because cost leaders are not allowed to charge a price of above 500. The maximum they could go is 499, but only one company that is charging above 500. That means these are the only tech leaders in the market. Okay, when customers come to the island, obviously they have to choose whether they want um, a low cost product or they want a very exclusive high tech product. Okay, so the idea is the highest price charged in the market obviously goes first to the tech leader of 530, and the second highest is company 2 charging at 442, and the least is company 3 charging only at 430. So the thing is, the price that you decide to charge must go with the quality of your products, which means we expect company number 4 to offer the best quality or the highest quality product in the market, and we expect company number 3 to offer the least quality in the market because they are uh, the lowest priced company in the market. So what determines the quality? Obviously, what determines the quality is the amount of money you invested in research and development budget. So, which means we expect company 5 to have invested more in R&D compared to any other company, and we expect these guys to be the lowest investor in a research and development budget. Otherwise, if these guys end up have invested a little bit more than these other competitors who are charging much more than what they are charging, then customers will look for the product where it's cheaper and the quality is good. Okay, so let's see how you guys invested in R&D. Okay, so this is how you guys invested in R&D. Okay, so you can see the tech leaders in this case only invested 18,000, same investment as company number 5, a little bit less than what company number 1 invested, and just 1,000 euro difference between their investment and those of company 2 and company 3. So what does that mean? It means these guys are charging 500, but they invested the same amount of money in their R&D budget as company 5 that is only charging 440. Okay, and even they invested less than company 1 that's also charging 440, which means customers would prefer to buy from company number one because company number one offers, or they invest the highest, okay, but they charge same as these guys, but uh, less than, but they also charge less than what company four is actually charging. Okay. So the thing is, the customers really don't know how much money you invested, but they look at your tech index that is kind of printed on the on the surfboards to indicate the level of quality of that specific surfboard. As you can see, even though these guys invested 650 more compared to these guys who invested only 18,000, so the quality is actually the same because that 650 didn't make a big difference. But the fact that the quality of company four is the same quality as company number five and company number one, it means then customer will hardly buy from you guys, because why should I pay 530 price when I can get the same quality for 440 from company number five or um, company number one? Even that matter, company number three only charged 430, but their quality is the same as company number two, which means customers will prefer even to abandon these other guys and go buy from company three. The issue is, did company three produce enough to handle that extra demand that they might get because of the decisions of the competitors to charge a little bit more and not invest freely? So big difference between them and company number three. Okay. So this is what we expect. Obviously, we expect these guys to attract quite a lot of customers, as well as company three. These guys, because of their quality, that is same as these guys, and obviously because of their price. Uh, Also, company five, you could also invest, I mean, attract quite a lot because the quality is actually the same with the other two competitors. But the price is also just 440, same price as company number one. Okay. But we expect company three to be the cost leader this time, the cheapest cost leader, which means they are likely to attract the majority of the customers. So let's there are also other important things that you have to pay attention to when you are planning, and one of them is the utilization of products, of production lines of your machines. How did you make use of your machines? As you can see, company number five made their machines work more, followed by company two, and obviously company number four made the least utilization of their machines. This is not good. You guys, your quality is already not good, and now you are not utilizing your machines. I think it's because you only produce 100. Um, and these guys made their machines work a little bit more, and obviously also company two and company one. You guys, your machines are working under 60%, especially company three. The fact that you are cheap and your machines are not working, if you sell out and give away customers, then it means there's an opportunity cost there, because you could have produced a little bit more with the same machines without buying an extra machine, and make extra money. Okay. But I will not really say now at this moment these guys did a good job, because I don't know if they will be able to sell out the number of units they produced to make their machines work more. But if they sell out from the shop, it means it was a good decision to make their machines work more. But if they don't sell everything, then it means they produce excess units that they could not sell, which is also, it's not sometimes a good idea, because it means then those excess surfboards that might not be sold during the first period, they might not attract enough customers in the second period. Okay. And usually the system will punish you for having a lot of stock, at the end of the period, and that will affect your planning quality. That at the end of the day will count as marks in period 6. Okay. So the other factor that you have to pay attention to is how you make your workers work. Remember, we expect your workers to work 100% of the time, um, and obviously the fact that um, um, actually, this is how you're making your workers work. It's very crucial that you make your workers work more, because if they are not working, you still pay them, and if you pay them and they are not doing anything, or they are working only less, then it means you are wasting resources for the company, because you pay people that are not doing anything for the company. At the end of the day, is the company to lose out. Okay. But as you can see, company 5 made their workers work 100%, same as company 2. But company number 4, your decisions are not so good. So you hired one person when you are only producing 100 units. Okay, you hired an extra person. Actually, you had one worker from startup, and you decided to hire an additional worker full time to only produce 20 units. Because if you only made 100, it means then one person that was hired at startup could make 80 units maximum, and only 20 units were supposed to be produced on top of the 80 units. And you could have maybe made use of a temporary worker, but you decided to hire an additional worker. That's why it was a bad decision. That means now that other's second full time is actually not doing anything, but is getting paid so much. Otherwise, 97% very good there, 87.5 also very good. But when you can make your workers work 100%, but what does it mean to make your workers work 100%? According to the market study, each worker is expected to work, or the capacity per worker is 80 units per period, which means if all the full-time workers you put on your payroll are working or are making 80 units in that specific period, then that means your workers are working 100%. But if all your workers are not making 80 units, that's what affects the utilization of the workers. Okay. Um, that's what it means to make your workers work 100%, which means to make each and every full time that you hire to make 80 units. But sometimes it's not always possible to make them work 100%, because it could be cheaper to make use of full times workers, even though they are not working 100% of the time. And obviously, um, I don't expect all the time to make your workers 100%, but that's the best decision that you can make if you have an opportunity to do so. Like, for example, company number 2 and company number 5. So, making your workers work obviously reduces your production costs down. Because if your workers are working more, they are more efficient, they are not wasting time. It means they are using the company's time to produce for the company, uh, which will result in having enough stuff or enough products to sell in the shop. And if you're able to sell, then it means also you will be able to make sales, and that will lead obviously to profits. The next thing obviously is the cost of goods manufactured. How much did it cost you to produce each of those surfboards from the production line, without including the R&D cost, the marketing, and the selling cost? This is just the cost of production that involves paying those production workers, and buying raw materials, and paying for overheads. Okay, so these costs, the lowest costs of goods manufactured, goes to company number 2, only at 265.95 cents. Um, this is because these guys made their workers work more, and their machines were also working more. You can also see for these guys. Uh, but company 4, because your workers were not working, the machines were not working, it costed you so much because none of your workers or your production line were efficient. Okay, you invested so much money in this, but you were not getting really a lot out of these assets, out of these resources, your machines and your workers. That's why it's costing you 484 0.78 euros to just make one surfboard. And this cost excludes the money that you invested in R&D and marketing expenses, and the money that you expect that you spend to pay your salespeople, and those are prime costs. You see, at the end of the day, it's costing you so much in cost of production, which will affect at the end of the day the price that you will have to charge for your surfboard. You might be selling at the lost price. Okay, and the next thing obviously is the communication, the awareness. This is how you guys invested in marketing. Total budget, both print and sales promotion. The highest marketing budget goes to company number 5. They invested 15,013 euros. This guys invested second highest, 14,175. 13,000 for company number 3, 11,213. Again, company number 4, team 4, you were so stingy here, and you did not create enough awareness, and you even if you are producing less, if you don't create enough awareness, people will not know whether you exist on the island, and they will not come and buy from your shop. So the awareness is very important. Okay, if I go to the reports, um, you can see here the awareness um, per group. Okay, so the highest known companies in the market at the moment is company number 1 and company number 5, which means these guys are 20% known in the market, and company number 4, you are only 14% known, which means 6% of customers who know company number 1 and company 2, they have never heard of your company. Okay, and obviously 1%, I mean 5% of customers who know your direct competitors here, company 3, they have never heard of your company. Okay, it means these two companies that are well known in the market have an edge, or have a competitive advantage to attract more people to their shops and sell more units. Okay, the software obviously is going to allocate the amount of customers available based on how well each company is known. As you can see here, actually, uh, all total 5 companies sold in total 984, and obviously this is the total sales from the whole industry, and these are individual sales from each company, and I will explain very well what it means. And of these 984, it means these two companies that are well known, they are likely to capture a, 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 a big market share. But we cannot ignore also team 3, even though they are 1% less known compared to these two other companies. They were charging cheap at only 430. They might as well get a market share because of their price. Because the price also plays a bigger role in attracting customers to your shop. Because word of mouth is going to work for them. Looking at what you guys invested, let's see what each company sold. Okay, company number 1, with their 20% awareness and their price of 440, and don't forget they had a very good quality at 1.01 technology index, even more than actually same as tech leaders. So they managed to sell 234 of the surfboards they produced, and their potential actually was 228. So which means this is their potential. This is what they were supposed to sell, but because somebody maybe did not produce enough, they ended up selling 234 extra units. Company two, you guys sold 213. You were actually supposed to sell 207. You also gained some extra customers from one of those companies who did not produce enough. We are going to see who did not produce enough. We are going to see who gave away their customers because they failed to produce enough. They underestimated the market. Company three, you sold 210, but your potential was 236. So you actually the one that gave away your customers because you did not produce enough. Okay. So of the, you supposed to sell 236, but you managed only to sell 210 because you only produced 210. It means 16 customers came to your shop. They wanted to buy surfboards because they heard you were cheap, the quality was good, but they didn't find any stock. So they 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 went to buy from these other companies, even though um, they did not prefer to buy them. Company number four, with your low awareness, machines not being utilized, uh, quality same as cost leaders when the price is very high. So you manage only to sell 93. Okay, your potential actually was just 90. So because these guys did not produce enough, you happen to get extra 3 customers from them, but your demand was only 90%. And this is because of very bad decisions that you guys made. Um, you did not make the machines work, you did not make your workers work, and you charged, you invested less in R&D and charge more. The quality was the same as the cost leaders, and customers did not have a reason to come and actually buy from you when they could get same quality from the other companies. Okay, probably these 90 customers who came to your shop to buy these 90 units probably did not know there were other companies in the industry um, um, actually selling surfboards. Otherwise, they could have gone there and compare and decide to buy from one of those cheap but good quality products. And obviously, company number five, your potential was 228, but you managed to sell 234 because you also benefited from company three who gave away um, their customers because they did not produce enough. That's why I said uh, your profit will be affected by these external factors, like the decisions of the other teams. Like you can see now, because this team decided not to produce a lot and charge less, they created awareness, but when customers came to their shop to buy, they didn't find units there, and they benefited all of you guys by getting some extra customers. Okay, so that was the sales. Looking at how many units you sold, let's quickly look at the stocks. Those who did not manage to sell out, how many units you still have in your shops. The highest stock level goes to company two. Um, at least you have 27 units still available in the shop, and obviously this company here only has 1 unit in the shop, 7 units, and 14 units from company number five. That means you guys, you overestimated the market a little bit, or you could have charged maybe a bit less to promote sales so that more people are able to afford your products, same as company uh, number two. You guys could have also had quite a lot of stock. You were lucky that when these guys sold out, they sent some customers to you. So let's quickly look at the uh, quality of planning. um, the highest quality of planning this time goes to company number one. The system was not with happy with you guys because you actually um, um, you actually gave away many customers. Surprise for me here for this company to have 80%, uh, regardless of their uh, very bad decisions they made there. But planning quality actually means how well did you match your awareness with the number of units you produced, the price versus the quality that you offered. I believe you guys got a bonus here. Even though your awareness was little, you were not promoting a lot of stuff. You were only promoting 100 units. Probably that's why you got 80 here. The fact that you also did not have a lot of units left in the shop, it also helps you guys um, to have a good planning quality here, because the system is believing that you did not waste too much resources to produce so many goods that you were not able to sell. Otherwise, the good planning goes to company number one, probably because you only have one unit and you didn't give away so many customers. The quality was good as compared to the price, since you were the highest actually investing company in terms of R&D. Your awareness was also good. And that's what you can do to improve the planning quality, by making sure that your price is matching uh, the quality that you are offering, and your quality is obviously determined by your R&D budget. And make sure you don't overproduce. Produce things that you are not able to sell is also not a good idea. Otherwise, um, that was it with the quality of planning. If you have questions, you can ask via WhatsApp. Then, moment of truth. Let's look at the profits and the losses. Usually, we will give a trophy to the winning team. Unfortunately, we don't have a virtual trophy to give you guys. But all of you guys made losses. The highest loss goes to company four, obviously, because your cost of production was a lot, plus the prime cost was just too much. But the least loss goes to company number two, and these guys are the winners of Group 5, Period 1. Give them a hand of applause virtually. They made the least loss at only minus 10,340. And if you guys could have not given away your customers, you could have made some profit. You shouldn't feel bad because these guys won, because you bless them with customer. Also, you might have made a much lower loss compared to these two companies, but the fact that you send your customers to them made a difference. Okay, tech leaders, you made a loss of almost minus 40,000 because ah, the decisions were not so good. Okay, but don't give up. You are tech leaders. You just have to continue improving on the quality of your surfboards. If you improve on the quality of your surfboard, customers will be happy to buy at that above 500 price. So there's no need to reduce your price. You can still increase your price, but make sure you invest enough in R&D and make an effort to create more awareness for your products or for your shops. Okay, and this was the results of period 1. You will now have to read the news for period 2. I will share the reports of each team on their WhatsApp group, and you will be using that report obviously to plan for the next period, which is period 2. So thank you very much.